In an airport in Istanbul, people are weirded out when they see Logar walk by while looking like a bad sci-fi villain. He meets with his strange-looking assistant, and they start planning their next evil plot. Meanwhile in town, carpet seller Arif is settling down with his wife Cheku, who used to be an alien princess. She already pregnant, and Arif imagines their kid will look just like him someday. Cheku wants the kid to visit her home planet when he's born, but Arif has sold off her spaceship for a quick money and now he'll have to buy it back. Unfortunately, the scrap dealer is gone, but Arif finds a medicine dealer and buys some naughty blue medicine instead. At that moment, Arifa sees suspicious people entering his store, so he rushes back to discover his arch-nemesis. Logar is back. Ready to fight, Arif activates his ability and floats in the air, only to be interrupted by a neighbor. After Arif kicks the man out, he is shocked to hear Logar has come to apologize for all his evil deeds, and Arif forgives him. Because Logar is offering his own spaceship. After having lunch with Cheku, Logar takes Arif to an old factory outside the city, only to knock him out with a very bright light. When Arif wakes up, he finds himself captured inside a machine and discovers there, is no spaceship. This was Logar's plan all along to steal Cheku from him. Then Logar proceeds to wear Arifa, TM's clothes, cut his hair, put on a fake mustache, and use a device to change his voice. That way Cheku won't know he is now TM, the real Arif. Then Logar activates the weird machine, which starts spinning and sends Arif 1 million years back in time. At first Arif is not too bothered about being in the Cretaceous period and tries calling his wife, but the signal is bad and connects him to a shop instead. Arif begins walking around to find a better signal but freezes when he suddenly finds a bunch of dinosaurs, and finally realizes the seriousness of the situation. As he wanders around without knowing what to do, Arif finds 3 apes and decides to educate them, hoping they will evolve and eventually build something that will send him back to the present. Days begin to pass and Arif tries his best to be a good teacher, but it is now. Team teacher very effective. Eventually winter comes, and Arifa 1 TM's B. Instantly, freezes every time, so he makes a decoration with the resulting ice. By the time spring comes, Team SE grown a big beard, but he makes a razor with some sticks to cut it off. Unfortunately, the apes still don't show any signs of progress, so Arif leaves them behind to find a real civilization. As soon as he leaves, a black monolith falls from the sky and lands near the apes as a nod to Space Odyssey. Meanwhile, Arif crosses the forest in search of water while ignoring any creatures he comes across. However, he soon bumps into a T-Rex who roars at him. Arif tries to improvise a slingshot, but stops himself when he realizes the dinosaur is just a mother protecting her eggs. Thinking, about his own future kid, Arif accepts to back away, and the T-Rex thanks him by dropping a huge honeycomb for him. Arif happily eats the honey until he discovers that the bees here are huge. A bee immediately stings him and begins chasing him, so he hides behind a tree. When he looks up, he sees some cavemen who shoot a tranquilizer at him to knock him out. Sometime later, Arif wakes up in a cave surrounded by many cavemen in the middle of a ritual. The leader Dimi and Hisa, daughter Mimi think Arif may be a spy sent by a tribe known as the Erogians and want him gone. So Arif tries to explain he comes from the future. Their conversation is interrupted by the arrival of a group of Erogians led by Crow, who have been oppressing Demio Torstiam's tribe for years. Every time they visit, they take the villagers Otayam, Fudia and tools, and Crow torments them as he reminds them Itao Tam is forbidden to draw, make fire, or invent things. This time Crow also chooses 3 men for a special ritual, and one of them is Arif, who refuses to go.